Of course, this shot is a little bit straighter, but he comes through. We had the railing there. I needed it to be centered. That's why we did that. So Travis is standing in for Kazdan, who is playing Blackbird. If we will be seeing some of his moves, if for some reason Kazan can't learn those, then we'll have him stand in as a Travis to be a body double. So this angle starts a little bit lower and goes a little bit higher at the end there. And Reese is standing in for Isabel. So this is actually Jamie. I like the way the light was in that picture too. But she's looking at the sun, not the tree, but pretend like the lamppost is the sun. There's me, hat on chin, and the mask is upside down. And then I flip those around as I'm standing up to give a really effect. And then the two are eyeing each other. Now remember that Blackbird and Tourniquet are father and son, and we do know that pretty early on. He's got a power on his hand right here, so Terrence, please take note of that. I'm trying to keep up with as much as I can. There can be some sparks. Anytime that they hit, scratch, whatever, sparks, there's a force field on his leg there, on Travis's leg, and of course that's the clash. That's why they're holding that position at this angle. I saw it a little bit different. There's a big explosion, boom, of dark energy, black and purples. We actually needed to have them falling into the shot so that we still see them flying to give that effect, to give more time for that. And of course, then they, recover and however, and then it stops. This is Jared and Fern, and then she's looking at a communication device in her hand, and now she's looking at me, and now she's looking at Jared. So yes, we see that, and then they run. He exits, but of course there's not an exit right there, but just for the sake of getting out of the shot, she grabs my foot, and I have a bell on my shoe, which I'm ringing in her face. Her blood cape appears with her weapons coming out of it. The cape goes up, sparks here in the scratching stuff, and this is a shot that starts a little bit higher. I've got some pictures on those. And then that can be from this angle or the opposite side. And then, of course, I get out of the way, sweep, she jumps, and there's some effects there. And her blood cape is out the entire time until I kick her here, and then actually kind of disappears right there. Okay, and then, because I don't think it'd be good to have it out the whole time. And then this is the tongue falling out, which we will actually make as a prop. And then it falls out, and it grabs the camera. That when it grabs the camera like this, the next transition is going to be from Tourniquet's hand grabbing Blackbird. Okay, so this part is a little bit different from how I was wanting, but it's okay as long as there's still the grab transition. There's a power up there that doesn't get used. And then the wall in this case is actually used in place of the floor. So we don't know how that part's going to look yet. We could still utilize a wall, but that is him actually getting hit and like going out of the shot by being stomped and pushed like his head into the floor. They just use that in place. The sword does appear, and there's some powers there, and then he's about to get his head cut off. And then this is when Jared and Fern appear. Now Fern is standing in for Blackbird there, and then both of them appear, and then this goes into a part where they actually all three end up standing up together, and Blackbird's wings appear. So there's a force field there, and as soon as Tourniquet notices what he's doing, because Blackbird's soul is kind of like flying around at this point along with Jared, and then Fern actually grabs his wrist, and then he pulls her forward and then headbutts her. Is so the headbutt like this, and then she kind of like dizzy, and then like loses control slightly, and like eyes glowing and stuff, and then she goes boom, and it's a huge unblockable vine that just shoots him into the air.
3, action.
Right there. Right there. Gets out of the way. Immediately.